Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share a very powerful meditation for working with anger, because anger is so misunderstood in our society that very few people are able to thread the needle and use it appropriately. Some people habitually repress their anger, and when they do get angry, they just explode and lose control. And other people, they're used to using anger, the power of anger, to get what they want because people are so afraid of that emotion. Remember, the high side of anger is just to slow a situation down enough so that you can speak your own truth. Anger is just a tool, and so the more skillful that we can all be in wielding it, the more effective that we'll be in our efforts to change this world. To bypass anger is to bypass most everything else in the human condition. Instead, better to take a breath, better to take a pause and look a little closer so that we can tease out what's true, what's important, and what's important to express. And with that in mind, let's dig in. Now, this first meditation is for those times where you just feel off. Maybe you feel angry, maybe you feel depressed, like you're missing something and numb. Maybe you just feel shitty and you don't know why. And in this case, it's really helpful to go into your subconscious mind and see what's going on. So we're going to use a technique from earlier videos specifically applied here in the case of anger. So, first, start by picturing yourself in a safe space. Somewhere in nature. If nature doesn't do it for you, maybe a spaceship, whatever. Just picture yourself somewhere safe and feel that feeling of safety throughout your whole body. And once you've settled in, try calling in your inner child and ask them, how's it going? What's up? And just sense them. See what information your own mind will give you. And if they're crying or if they're scared or if they're just completely shocked, all of that's going to be good information. And take that feedback and run with it. And if they're angry, if there's something that as you go back and forth with your inner child, if there's something that's bothering them, let them express it fully. If they need to throw a fit and cry and yell and scream and just let it all out, beautiful. Let them do it. And once they finish that release, speak from your adult self. Speak from your own values, your own integrity and character, and explain to that inner child what you think anger is used for. The point is to be able to express that anger, to acknowledge that anger without fusing into it, without identifying, and then going for a ride. It's essentially letting the anger happen within you without fully becoming that anger. It's a blend. You're using your feeling, and you're also using your discernment. And this meditation will work for the teenager as well. It's the same principle. Just invite them to your safe place, say hello, check in, care for them. Let them express fully, rant and rave or shout and scream. It's all good. The purpose is just to get yourself expressing, to let the emotion flow. Because once that emotion moves through, at the other side, you'll find clarity. Good luck finding clarity with 10, 15, 20, 30 years of repressed anger in your system. It's just not going to happen. And that can be why anger is so scary to express, because, well, if I haven't expressed it all these times along the way, when it finally comes time for me to express anger just a little bit, just to tell someone to back off, I'm not going to be calibrating appropriately. I'm going to be blasting them with all that repressed anger. And so this meditation is just a way to kind of take your own temperature emotionally and work with that. The idea is to give yourself the freedom to express without the high-stakes drama of actually potentially messing up one of your intimate relationships, without losing a friend, without getting fired at work, whatever it is. It's a way to have your cake and eat it too, in that sense. To get the feedback from yourself, to understand yourself more deeply without bypassing anything and without punishing anyone. So you can think of this as training wheels for anger, because it's just a way to get comfortable with the emotions that you're already feeling. And to ignore these emotions is just to create a big backup in your nervous system and in your psyche, where you're carrying around all this unresolved pain for the past, and you don't even have a safe way to express it. So in this meditation, the point is not to glorify anger and to, become this wrathful person who dominates others to get their way. No, the point is just to understand yourself, to acknowledge your own feelings in this life, so that you can live with more clarity, so that you can live with more freedom. Now, the second meditation is a little bit more intense, because it's for those times when you know exactly what's bothering you. It's not this amorphous, like, I'm angry, and then I'm numb, and then I'm depressed, and I don't know what to do, so let me just start digging. It's for when you actually know. And so it can pair very well with the first meditation. First meditation, you go and you ask your inner child, your inner teenager, hey, what's wrong? What got me going? And then this meditation, you can address that specifically. So again, you start in your safe place. But for this, you're actually going to go outside the bounds of safety, because you're going to try and work it out in meditation with the actual person or situation that's making you angry. And you don't want to bring that into your safe space. That's for you. So start in your meditation, start in your safe place, feel that connection of safety, check in with yourself, love yourself, get yourself ready. So, as I said, visualize yourself in your safe place. Feel that connection, feel that feeling of safety, and then go for a little walk. For me, I walk down the hill through this sort of gate, and then I'm in the unknown. Plenty of things can happen there. And this is where the work begins. So, knowing that situation that's bothering you, this is the time to call up the memory, to call in that person, to visualize them in front of you in your meditation, and to just let it rip. Just give them the anger that you feel and that you must express. Again, like with many of these meditations, the intention isn't to psychically punish people. The intention is to just speak and express your own truth. And so do that. Let it happen. Just go for it. And then see what happens. Now, for some of you, the person might try to argue or defend themselves. And in most cases, I believe that that's your own subconscious, that's your own negative ego kind of showing itself to you through the other person. So if I'm angry at someone and I'm expressing that anger, and then all of a sudden they fire back with all the things I don't like about myself and all my self-doubt, I've just got to recognize, oh, that's my own ego using the mask of the other person to keep me small. So just have your own discernment. And again, I'm never going to give you absolutist advice. If your subconscious speaks to you through the other person and you feel that line of truth and you say, oh, whoa, okay, yeah, I was angry, but I was missing something. Listen to that too. The point is not to be dogmatic. The point is to be authentic. And to be authentic involves a certain amount of discernment, because you need to tease out the feedback that your reality is giving to you, whether it's in imaginative meditation or in physical reality. It's the same game. Reality is always speaking to you. What are you going to do with that information? And so this could be a very intense meditation. This could mean, you're beating up a bully from earlier in life. This could mean that you're raging against the injustice in the world. It could mean any number of things. But the point is to let yourself feel it. And then, one thing I really recommend with this practice is that once you've felt it, once you've gone through the cycle and let out as much anger as you possibly can, give it a little while and then do the same exact meditation again and see how you feel. It might be that what started as vicious, rageful, wrathful anger the first time is now something a little bit more grounded the second time. Might be that instead of wanting to punch the person until, whatever, that just using your words is enough. I cover this in an earlier video as well. It's the idea of once you let out this pressure in your subconscious, then your natural instincts will change. You'll be more accurate, you'll be more calibrated, you'll be able to respond more appropriately to what's going on in front of your face. And so with this meditation, I encourage you to do it a second time, or a third time, or a fourth time, a fifth time, however many times it takes for you to feel that you're responding appropriately, to feel that what you're doing in meditation is exactly how you'd want to play it in a physical reality. It's almost like a set of training wheels for anger, because so often anger is scary, anger can be disconnecting, anger can be punishing and can ruin friendships, and so we stuff it down entirely. These two meditations shouldn't be taken as ingredients to make you more angry and more forceful in everyday life. It should actually be that you have more freedom, and that when you do feel angry, you trust yourself to express it in the moment rather than holding it back and letting it build up. So that you can use anger for what it is, which is a tool just to slow down reality so that injustice doesn't continue any further, so that you can get your point across. Once you've gotten the microphone, once people are listening, you don't need the anger to the same degree. You don't need to punish the people who are listening to you. It's only when something important is being ignored to slow down reality, to increase the intensity, so that that part of your experience is not missed. So anger serves a sacred purpose. It's just like any other emotion. There's valuable information in there. So it may sound funny to say, but just like anything else in life, anger actually requires a little bit of practice. Anger is intense, so use it wisely. It's a scalpel. It's not a club. It's not to beat people into submission. It's to precisely illuminate the places in this world that need to change. So thanks for watching. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, comments, just drop them down below. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.